are going to proceed in variations. Variations has 4 types. We have direct, inverse, joint, and combined variation, which for today's video, we are going to discuss first all about the direct variations. So what is a direct variation? So, the direct variation is the relationship between quantities whose ratio remains constant. When the value of one quantity changes, the other will increase or decrease accordingly. Direct variation whenever a situation produces pairs of numbers in which their ratio is constant. The statements y varies directly as x, y is directly proportional x, and y is proportional to x may be translated mathematically as y equals kx or k times x, where k is the constant of variation. When we say constant, it is a real number, of course. For two quantities, x and y, an increase in x causes an increase in y as well. Similarly, a decrease of x causes a decrease of y. So, kapag nag-i-increase ang value ni y, mag-i-increase din ang value ni x. Likewise, kapag bumaba ang value ni x, mababa din ang value ni y. Math work number 1. Teka, I'm going to prepare my pen. So, which of 5 equations is in the form y equals kx and shows a direct relationship or direct variation relationship? We have 5 candidates. So, is it y equals 2x plus 3? Can be a form of direct relationship. Thus, the equation 2y equals 3x shows a direct relationship. The equation 3, 4, or 5. So, ano na observe nyo? So, we have 2 equations that shows a direct relationship. So, of course, ito yun, di ba? Now, in equation 2 that shows a direct relationship, what is the constant of variation or the value of k? What is the value of k? Ngayon, madali lang naman makita rito. Of course, k equals 3. Next, since equation 3 such as y equals 5x shows a direct relationship, so what is the constant of variation or the value of k? Of course, 5. Ngayon, proceed tayo. If y varies directly as x and y equals 24 when x is equal to 6, find the variation constant and the equation of variation. Next, applying the steps. So, step 1, express the statement y varies directly as x as its equation. Ito ang technique natin. Kabawa nakakita tayo ng statement, then we are going to equate it. So, y varies directly as x. Directly, x. Automatically, the x is multiplied to the constant of variation such as k, that symbolize k. Solve for k by substituting the given values in the equation. Here, then yung 24 and 6k, then 24 divided by 6 and 6k divided by 6. So, syempre, cancel natin to. K equals 4. Therefore, the constant of variation is 4. So, nahanap na natin ang variation constant such as 4. Then, ano next target natin? Find the equation of variation. So, simply, just substitute 4 as that k is equal to 4 here. Ngayon, paano natin ma-check kung tama ba yung equation natin? So, let x equals 6. So, 4 times 6, 24. Or 24 divided by 4, 6. Alright? Let us proceed in solve word problem number 2. The table below shows that the distance d varies directly as the time t. Find the constant of variation and the equation which describes the relation. Solution: since the distance d varies directly as the time t, then do it. So, distance d equals. So, that varies means that equal directly. So, which kind of equation? Since direct variation, focus lang tayo dito. Huwag muna tayo mag-isip sa inverse, join, and combine. As the time or t that automatically multiply to the constant of variation, such as k. Using one of the pairs of values or TD, so pili lang tayo alin man dito. So I rather choose here. From the table, substitute the values of d and t in d equals kt and solve for k. 20, then ano natin yung ano ang ating t, ay ano ang ating tama t, 2, then anong d natin, 20, divided, and your k equals 10. Therefore, the constant of variation is 10. Next, form the mathematical equation of the variation by substituting 10 in the statement d equals kt, then which t will be substituted to be equal to 10. This is your equation of variation. And let us try to check. So, if t is equal to 1, the distance is 10. 10 times 1, 10, tama. 10 times 2, 20. 30. 10 times 3, 30. 10 times 4, 40. 10 times 5, 50. Excuse me. So, next proceed. If y varies directly to y and x is equal to 35 when y is 7. So, what is the value of y when x is equal to 25? So, let us try first solution. Since y varies directly as y, then the equation of variation is in the form x equals ky. Bakit ganito? As x varies directly as y, so in the equation that automatically multiplied to k, then substitute the given values of y and x to solve for k in the equation. Here. Then, substitute nyo yung x as 35 and 7k. Here. Then, nahanap na natin yung constant of variation such as k equals 15. 5 rather. Hence, the equation of variation is x equals 5y, solving for y when x equals 25. So, 25, 5y divided by, so your y is 5. If your x equals 25. So, how are you going to check it? So, just substitute y into 5. 5 times 5, 25. Alright? Next, let's try another solution. Since x over y is a constant, then we can write k equals x over y. Paano po nangyari yon? From this equation, paano siya? Kung we have x equals ky, then, divide natin both sides of equation into y. So, your k will be equal to x over y, such as ito. From here, we can establish a proportion such that x sub 1 all over y sub 1 equals x sub 2 all over y sub 2, where x sub 1 is 35. This is your x sub 1. Then, your x sub 2. Actually, binabalikan lang natin yung lesson nyo sa ratio in proportion. No? Then, your y sub 1 is 7. Yan. Kaya lang, hinahanap ngayon yung x sub 1, y sub 1, y sub 2. Substitute the value so we can get this. Then, multiply nyo siya into... So, 35 divided by 7, since this is divisible, so 5. Then, multiply natin kasi if you still remember that how to transform a rational expression into quadratic equation, which I discussed already in rational equation sa general mathematics, sa mga di pa alam about to sa senior high school. So, ngayon, ang purpose natin dito, mawala yung nasa baba na y sub 2, which is ito naman, pag na-multiply nyo, ayan. Then, next, divide both sides of equation, then, y sub 2 equals 5. Which is, tama yung result, kahit anong solution ang gamitin nyo. Kung anong bet nyo, dun kayo. Therefore, y equals 5 when x equals 20. So, next video, we are going to discuss all about the inverse variation. So, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.